1, 2, 3, 4 cameras record each of the 46 seconds. He climbs the steps, looks for cash, walks back, and then does something you don't need to see.
People should have to say, if I get on this bus, am I going to get off of this bus?
Esmeralda Sanchez knows precisely what a man with a knife did to her brother at the end of those 46 seconds. She knows because she spoke to the man who tried to save him.
He said, I went as far as even praying for him because I knew at this point he was just bleeding too much.
Hours later,
she was walking, 10 o'clock in the morning, taking a walk, because she had both of her hips replaced. So walking was part of her physical therapy.
The same man did the same thing to Monique Whitney's 83-year-old mother.
It's extremely hard because she's just gone. And I'm never going to get to see her again. And I really, really, really could use her help right now.
Unprovoked and seemingly unforeseen, each done, police say, by a felon on parole named Vincenzo Moscoso. When you found out he was on parole, what did you think?
Just like, what? Why? Why is this guy out in society?
We too considered that question as we examined Moscoso's 2 years on parole. We found 2 years of concerning behavior, irregularities, and missed opportunities. Let's start here.
Get on the ground right now.
7 months after Colorado's parole board released Moscoso from prison, he turned up outside a home in Denver, ill-prepared for the weather.
There's a little girl in there, man. They're hiding a little girl in there.
And apparently, reality.
He's raping her in there, man.
A story in his mind.
You on something right now?
Yeah, I smoked some booze.
Police arrested him. He spent a few weeks in county jail, got out, and then repeatedly failed to check in with his parole officer. It should not take threats of a warrant for him to call me back, she wrote.
This car is like gushing fluid out here.
In June, Moscoso,
It looks like you were in an accident of some sort.
turned up in Jefferson County.
What were you drinking?
Some sake.
How much did you have?
Like a bottle.
A second arrest followed.
For DUI, get in the car.
His parole officer had seen enough. Moscoso had no regard for parole and law, she wrote.
Mr. Moscoso, for the record, can you please state your full name?
A statement that led to this hearing.
Yes, it's Vincenzo Brian Moscoso.
What happened here is now well known.
At this time, Mr. Morales' division is recommending revocation for his remainder.
Parole asked to send Moscoso back to prison. Parole board member Joe Morales said no.
I am going to order that your parole be continued.
What wasn't well known until now is this. In Colorado Department of Corrections' own policy, it states DOC must assess parolee's risk level within the first 30 days of release from prison, and then every 6 months thereafter.
You have an opportunity here, so please don't squander it, okay?
Okay. Well, thank you for this opportunity.
Well, good luck, sir.
I will not disappoint you guys.
9 News can now report those assessments never happened. Instead, the parole board appears to have relied heavily on a singular assessment done while Moscoso was still in prison, an assessment done 38 months prior to this hearing.
So just see this, Mr. Moscoso, as an opportunity for your future.
The state finally did a risk assessment of Moscoso in April 2023, or 21 months after his prison release. 9 News found flaws there too. For example, it said Moscoso's last use of alcohol was 2019.
I've been drinking.
Not true, according to Moscoso's own word.
Not perfect. Okay.
All right.
That's why I'm sitting right here.
Last use of drugs, 2019. Also not true. His parole officer noted in 2022, still using.
You want to take a lot?
With at least 2 incorrect scores, the assessment concluded Moscoso was medium risk. We found, had it scored Moscoso correctly, it would have subjected him to high risk and even more supervision.
This isn't right. This isn't right anymore. And that's where you start asking about what a broken system we have.
You now know the rest of the story. Fidel Sanchez Benuelos died in the back of a bus.
Why? Why wasn't this stopped? Why are we not wanting to resolve issues like this to stop it from happening?
Records we've obtained tell us one more thing about that day. Hours after police say he walked off this bus, by chance, Moscoso met with his parole officer, who noted Moscoso had odd facial expressions and stared off before he walked away. Within minutes, 83-year-old Judy Kokorin was also dead.
You have to lose a little faith in the system.
Or a lot, especially when it's your mother. I mean, he's got no regard for the law. He's got no regard for, obviously, life. And the fact that they knew it. They had people that are trained to notice these kinds of things. They knew it, and they still let him skate.
We still have a lot of questions for the Department of Corrections and the Parole Board. No one with either will talk to us on camera. We're going to keep pressing. Moscoso's case is still winding its way in Denver District Court. He's in custody now and will have a preliminary hearing next month. He, too, declined our request for interviews. In the studio, Chris Vanderveen, 9 News.